my god, it weighs like 12 pounds. Hi, I'm Aaron Delta. And I'm the Tearing Beast of Intimidation, or TBI for short, for all those fan letters that you always want to write. What I have for you guys is probably the single greatest trilogy of movies of all time. On 4-disc special edition with 12 hours of bonus features. Each video has 12 hours of bonus features. There are 3 of them. 4 discs each. 2 with the extended director's cut of The Lord of the Rings. Each one a little bit over 4 hours long. You're looking at half a day of viewing pleasure right there. That's all I have to say.
The one thing I'd like to say on the time issue is, I'm not the only one that said this, but like, let's be honest, I'm sure one of your friends, if you're a nerd like us,
then you don't have friends, but an acquaintance.
Have said, wow, fill in the blank here, let's just get together on a Saturday night and watch all 3 of them right in a row, director's cut. Let's just see. Let's just watch them straight out. Don't do it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't do it. You can't do it.
I did it once.
These movies are.
I went in the fetal position for 3 hours and cried myself to sleep. I couldn't handle it.
Like your eyes will start watering.
They will bleed.
You will just
You have to actually set up, like, for example, this is a 3-day weekend for most people. It's Saturday, Sunday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Yes.
You got to separate these movies. You do one starting at 12 o'clock on Saturday, one starting at 12 o'clock on Sunday, and then you got to just throw a curveball that started at 3 on Monday.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the first book, was made into a movie. It's called The Fellowship of the Ring. It starts out being the basis of the plot, getting into some pretty hardcore action scenes halfway through the movie. A lot of talk.
I just want to interject. The first one has 2 battle scenes in it, let's say.
Yeah.
Not that epic. Not like let's be
there
serious.
There are 2 battle scenes. There's 3 battle scenes.
Well, you got
there's the one
Moria,
Violin's Tomb. There's the one against the Balrog, and then there's the one on Amon Hunt.
I guess.
So it's 2.5 battles.
Yeah, but it's definitely not as epic as the last 2. I'm just getting this straight.
I mean, if you're a fan of the books or you're just starting out, you really should watch this movie.
Oh yeah, don't skip it. If you're
this movie lays out the foundation for the rest of the movie, so you got to watch this one. The next one is called The Two Towers. This one, you start to realize that the world is a little bit more corrupt than it was in The Fellowship of the Rings. A lot more battle sequences in this one that I can count. In all honesty, there's only 2 more. There's 3 battle scenes in this one, as far as I can tell.
Well, regardless, they're a lot more epic.
They are a lot larger scale.
Yeah.
They've progressed further in their digital effects, having invented a new program called Mass. And this is all in the bonus features. Mass is a massive character development program that they made, which allows them to control 100,000 guys and put them on a battlefield and have them do stuff.
Which is very awesome to watch.
It is pretty epic, and they're very detailed.
Yeah, you can watch battle scenes like over and over again. You'll see like, wow, that guy just stabbed that guy.
Yeah, you can see all of this stuff. Awesome. And then the third installment, for now, until they release The Hobbit in 2011, is The Return of the King. In most European countries, as far as I can tell, it's referred to as The War of the Ring, to honor Tolkien's original title of the book.
But America had to be douchebags.
Was publishers had to be douchebags. Because he thought that wasn't a good idea because it told you what happened.
Return of the King, yeah.
But The War of the Ring, it could go either way, you know? So this one, a lot more battle sequences. A lot more epic music, it's like thematic-wise. And it just lends itself to the actual aspect of the movie. It's got an all-star cast in it. I mean, everybody from
Hugo
Weaving from V for Vendetta, Matrix.
Yeah.
Sir Ian McKellen as Gandalf, Viggo Mortensen,
Yeah.
Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, Dominic Monaghan. Fellowship of the Ring, just as a starting point for the movies, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. If you're just watching the movies like with your friends on a weekend, I would give it a 6. Because it doesn't really have, it's just leading up to the next two.
Yeah.
And for like movie night, not a top priority. It's just an interesting movie as a thematic piece.
Yeah, you'd want to watch it either by yourself or...
This is definitely, if you're sick one day, you pop in this movie and you watch it. This one is a lot more family oriented over these two.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, The Fellowship is...
The Fellowship is great. Standalone, it's an 8 out of 10. Watching with the friends for movie night, it's a 6. Two Towers, standalone is another 8. For movie night, I'd give it an 8 also.
8.5.
8.5, yeah. This one is a lot more intense. It's a more... the world's gotten a lot darker.
You can definitely get into it if you're
You can definitely get into the Two
night,
Towers for movie night.
You know.
And The Return of the King, this one is, I want to say, is a lot less family-oriented than the other two. I'd have to give Two Towers worst family-oriented one because it is a lot of children going into battle. In Nam, it's you're a lot younger.
It's very
going
young.
into the battle. There's small
There's
kids.
some grim
and,
scenes. Well, not grim and as in gory, but just
it's just the
hours
aspect
and...
of realizing that your kids are going to battle and gonna die.
Yeah.
And then this one, it's a lot less of that because it's all just the main characters and then the grown men, putting their lives on the line for that one last chance to try and pull the big W. And I would give this one a 9 out of 10.
There are some pretty dark scenes in there.
There are a lot of dark scenes in here, especially like at the crack of doom. Everybody thinks it's all over.
There are also some stand up and start cheering moments.
There are a lot when Rohan shows up on the plains of Pelennor.
And
this one it brings a lot more emotion to the viewing audience. Yeah.
Your viewing pleasure.
Definitely gonna give this one standalone 9 out of 10. And for movie night, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. As you can probably tell by how passionately I spoke about these movies, I really enjoy these movies. And I can't wait until The Hobbit is released.
When did you say The Hobbit was being released?
2011 or 2012.
And is Peter Jackson directing it?
Peter Jackson is co-directing it with the guy who did Pan's Labyrinth and Hellboy 2.
I don't know if I liked him.
I didn't like him.
I didn't like Hellboy 2.
I didn't like it either. I'm not sure if he's going to bring... the same vision as Peter Jackson did to the directing of the movie.
Something tells me they're going to butt heads a lot.
He's a very different style director.
Peter Jackson is more of a...
he's a wide sweeping kind of...
From like the special features that I've watched where he's in it, he's a very...
He takes chances on the aspects.
But he's also a very, he gets his hands dirty in everything.
Oh, yeah. He mixes everything.
Like, if I was an actor, I'd probably hate him. He'd probably do a scene 18 times before. Oh yeah. And I would be like,
and he made sure because he cared about these books so much that he had to get every detail right, and just make sure. I mean, yes, he did change a lot of aspects in it. For example, the Two Towers originally had Shelob's Lair in it. In the book, it is part of the Two Towers. Chronologically, what they did is they separated the movies out to be in chronological order, where Shelob Lair takes place in The Return of the King at the same time as the Battle in Pelennor Fields. And the elves don't show up in Helm's Deep in the book.
Yeah.
It's just Rohan versus the Uruk-hai. And I personally think that the elves showing up was just creative license, and it worked really well. I've been in audiences. I went there opening night. People stood up and started cheering when the elves showed up.
Yeah, that's another one of those moments where you're just like...
Yeah, it's just it's just that feeling. These elves are immortal. They have the chance to going away, but they decide to die and stay here for humans. And just on the vague chance that they get to save this country they've lived in.
And we probably touched on this a lot when we went over this, but it is a very in-depth plot. I liked them.
I liked them too. They were a great movie. As a whole, I would have to give those 3 movies a 10 out of 10. Even against The Dark Knight, I would have to give that movie a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Great series.
Yep.